only way to beat fear is by having courage. Courage is knowing that I'm scared of this, but I'm going to do it anyway. You're not courageous when there's no fear. Many people say they are brave, but they were never scared. So you can't say you are brave, because you can only be brave when you conquer your fear.
The Miracle Perspective, showing you the person you are meant to be. It's finished.
It's the time of the day. Please don't be late. Call your friends, I'll call my friends. Let's go and be changed. TMP is doing the most. TMP is doing the most. It's the time of the day. Please don't be late. Call your friends, I'll call my...
Do you remember the time in your life where you had an incident that caused you to be so scared, so frightened, to a point where you almost didn't know what to do? You got stuck. And after that event, you had flashbacks. Every now and then you'd have flashbacks of that event, to a point where certain things now become so scary when you see them from a distance, and you just can't be free every time you see things that relate to that situation. I've been in that type of situation before. It was back in, I will lie to you if I tell you the exact dates, but I was still young. I think I was still in primary school. And I had this one friend of mine. We were very close. We were best friends at the time. And we had a small kumbi at home, a very small kumbi. My mother used that kumbi to take young kids to school. So the size of that kumbi made me feel like, man, this thing, I can just move it. I can drive it. So small, I'm also small. I mean, 1 + 1 = 1. So I was like, all right, let me get in. So everybody was gone that day. I was home alone with my 2 young sisters. And I quickly called my friend. Hey, buddy, come here. He came running. Like, I've got something interesting for us to do. He's like, what is it? I'm like, say no more. Let's go out. I took the keys and we went to that kombi. He's like, what are we doing? I'm like, don't worry, bro. We are driving today. He's like, what? Are we driving? I'm like, we are driving. Like, let's go. All right. He gets into the passenger seat. I get on the driver's seat with my keys. All right. How do we do this? This should be easy, man. I've been seeing people drive. It's easy. I mean, after all, it's a small car with 3 pedals and just a gear lever there and steering wheel. What's this? So I get in there. I try to start the car. Doesn't start. All right. I always see when they start the car, they go to the front of the car and they do something. But it's blurry at this point. I'm like, all right, you know what we do? So we are going to push this car out of the garage. All right. We just want to push the head out of the garage so that we stand by the door, the entrance of the garage. And then we can start moving back without any distractions. Like, that sounds like a plan. He gets off the car. We start pushing. So I'm sitting on the driver's seat. He is now pushing. It's very small, so it was easy to push. He pushes, it goes out of the garage. Now it's there by the door. Then I start again. Like, come in, let's go, my friend. I don't know what happened. After many attempts, I finally got it right. I was like, kickstart. That car jumped. Bang! Into the wall of the garage. Came crumbling down. Then we are terrified. Like, what's happening? It was a mess. We got stuck. We were shocked. We didn't understand what happened. We kept quiet. After a few minutes, we just realized that we had an accident. We didn't know what to do. Like, my brother, there's no time to be crying or do anything. Let's try and fix what we can fix at this point. We're like, we're going to push the car back to where we got it. The wall is broken. Like, the wall is broken down. We're like, we're just going to push it, make it enter a little bit so that they find it the way it was. What happened to the wall, they will come and evaluate when they get back here. But As far as we're concerned, the car, we left it the way we found it. We left it there and we disappeared. I told my young sisters, because when they heard the sound, they came out, they were scared. My young sisters, they were very young at the time. What's happening? We're like, shh, nothing is happening. When they come back here, you don't know what happened. They're like, okay. We left, me and my friend left. And to cut the long story short, my parents came back. They came back and they saw the travesty that happened. Oh, who did this? It was a mess. They didn't know who did this. And I was the last person to think of. Because I'm still young, they don't think I would ever have ideas. But this other lady that they came back with, they're like, I know that little boy. That boy is very naughty. It could have been him. They're like, no. Where is he, by the way? Then they looked for me. They found me. Called me back home. I went back home. Trying to act all free. No problem. I get there. We sit down. What happened to the garage boy? So the way they came to me, it was as if they are sure that it's me. So it was, what did you do? And at that point, I thought my young sisters have just snitched on me. I messed it up. I broke down. Oh, I don't know what happened. It was a mess. And some other lady who was with my parents, my mother was so furious. She wanted to kill me. She wanted to rip me apart. She wanted to just bury me alive. But that lady was like, no, at least he admitted that he did something wrong. So just forgive the boy. Then they forgave me and life went on from there. But that was the life-changing moment for me. Since that day, I had never had confidence in doing things because I've always been scared of breaking stuff. I would always wait for someone to give me a go-ahead. Doesn't matter whether it's school assignments or whatever that we are doing. I always want to have the second person say, yes, do this. Because I feel like if I do it myself, I'm going to break it. I'm going to mess it up. If it's it's a group assignment. If I say go ahead and we fail, everybody's going to be like, yeah, back to you. So I never had confidence in my ability to make decisions. Because I've disappointed myself before. And that was the point that made me not comfortable in doing anything. I've never been comfortable to start and see things through with other people. And as an escape or as a coping mechanism, I always went on to do things by myself. Hence, you see the channel today. It's only me. I'm here speaking to you. If I mess it up, it's only me. Who's affected? Me. So it's fine. But if I was working with someone else, I probably would be waiting for the person to say, let's go. And that has been my character from that day till today. And the phone is ringing. But it was until I discovered that event, when I was still young, excited with my friend, where we almost died and broke down the building, it was that event that caused me to be like this. And I cannot keep it like this. First things first, you've got to identify what your issue was, what the turning point of your life was. You've got to identify what was that moment where your confidence got broken down. Because we are born confident. That's the thing. Look at all young children. 5-year-olds, very confident, energetic. They can stand in front of people and dance. They're not scared of people's judgments and opinions. So when was that time where you changed from that energetic, brave, confident young person into who you are today? You know your weaknesses. I can't point them out. You know you, hopefully. But the point is, I had to identify where my turning point was. And I had to work through that. You see, the moment you identify your problem, it's easy to deal with your problem. Then you can find ways of dealing with the problem. And one of the ways that I usually do to deal with my problems is document my problems down. What is this thing making me do? It makes me lose self-esteem. I don't have confidence in myself. I don't believe in my ability to make decisions. I don't believe in my ability to commit to something and see it through. You see, when you write down all the problems that you have, maybe you can't commit, maybe you're failing to commit in relationships. Could have been an incident where you were heartbroken or you failed to do something. So all of these things require you to go back and say, what is it that made me to be the person I am today? And you identify what is it that this thing is stopping you from doing. You know you've got those things that you want to do, but somehow fear stands in your way. Here's a question. What would you do right now if you were not scared of anything? If you're a guy, maybe it's a girl that you've been crushing on for 17 years. Maybe you could tell him now that, hey, I like you. If you're a woman, maybe there's a guy that you've been wanting to tell so bad that, my brother, please, I'm here, man. Tell me something. If fear was not a problem, you would do that. So what caused the fear? That's the point. Because your fear shapes your identity. What you're scared of shapes what we see. Your fear becomes your reality. The fact that you're not able to do what you have in your mind, we see what you're not doing, and that's who you are. Until you get over the fear and start doing things that you know in your mind you want to do them, then you can start redefining your identity, because there's a difference between your reality and your potential, who you can be. Your reality is what we see today that's limited by fear, limited by anxiety, limited by past experiences, traumas, whatever. That's your reality. You are scared of doing things. You're scared of taking action. You're scared of becoming seen, becoming known. You're scared of just promoting yourself. Many people have businesses, but they're scared of promoting their businesses and products because of this reality they are in. Maybe they're scared of being judged. They've been judged so bad when they were still growing up. Now they're scared of being seen in the spotlight. That's your reality. That's what we see. But look, that's not who you are. That's not who you are meant to be. There's who you are meant to be, and that's your potential. But you've got to go through this hurdle of fear. Get over it. And the only way you can get over this hurdle is by identifying what caused it. When you identify what caused it, abuse, pain, accidents, being bullied, whatever it is, you identify that, you get over it and say, you know what? It's fine. Whatever happened to me happened. It's bad, but it's okay. I need to move on. And you start doing. You need to have the courage. The only way to beat fear is by having courage. Courage is knowing that I'm scared of this, but I'm going to do it anyway. You're not courageous when there's no fear. Many people say they are brave, but they were never scared. So you can't say you are brave, because you can only be brave when you conquer your fear. So there's got to be fear. At the end of the day, you cannot go up around this thing. This fear thing has to be there. But you've got to have courage that's bigger than your fear, that's going to help you to become a person that you are meant to be. My friend, my aunt, my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, my whoever, my invitation to you today is choose to be courageous, because your fear is keeping you in your comfort zone, and your comfort zone is not all comfortable at the end of the day. Because if it was, you would be rich right now and you would be comfortable. So choose to be courageous and choose to find your identity. If you like this content, if you like what I'm telling you guys, do the most. Subscribe, share, thumbs up, share, subscribe, click on the thing and put the bell icon. We're posting every week. Power-packed stuff every week. I need to see you here, ladies and gents. Till we meet again. It's finished.
The Miracle Perspective, showing you the person you are meant to be. It's finished.